aka the Business Fixer. So apologies, a bit later today going live. So what am I going to be talking about today? So I'm going to be talking about the top mistakes that I see service business owners make and how you can ultimately fix them. Now, these are the sorts of challenges and mistakes that, to be perfectly honest, most business owners make. And I think the key thing that I want to stress right from the get-go is don't be worrying about the fact that you are making these mistakes, because ultimately I am a firm believer that mistakes is how you learn, mistakes is how you grow. And ultimately, if you aren't learning, if you're not making mistakes, then in all honesty, then you're not really an entrepreneur, because that's how we move forward ultimately. So let me talk about some of the key mistakes. So I would say the first one comes down to business planning. And I've spoken to a number of businesses recently where the business owners just do not have any set goals that they have in mind that they want to achieve, potentially either personally or in their business. And the reason why that this is a mistake is because if you don't know where you're going, all you are going to do in your business is drift along. Now, your business might be where you want it to be. Your business may, be making you enough money that you're happy just drifting along. And if that's okay, if that's what you want, then okay. But generally speaking, there are always things that we want as individuals on a personal level or on a business level. So it could be the fact that, ultimately in your mind, you think, what, I would love to be in a larger office, or, what, I would love to be able to recruit a particular member of staff, or, say, for example, for trades, it could be, I really want to purchase this particular piece of a tool or equipment that will make my job easier. But the thing is often they are like fleeting thoughts that, you think, oh, it'd be nice. But then you don't necessarily set that goal, because it is a goal, down in writing and then work out a plan as to how you're going to achieve it. Now, one of the fundamental types of goals that I would always recommend that you have is a financial goal. As a bare minimum, you should have a financial goal each year that you set yourself, and that financial goal is then broken down into monthly goals. Then you reverse engineer it and you work out, okay, based on your average transaction value or based on your most profitable service, whichever route you want to go, you work out how many of those sales do you need to be able to hit that monthly target. And from that, you can then work out, depending on what your conversion rate is based from your inquiries to your sales, then you can work out how many leads you need, right? So the bare minimum you should have is a written down financial business goal. There should be more goals than that, and you should also have some form of business plan. But right now, I'm just keeping it simple and saying, make sure you've got a goal, at least one business goal, and keep it as a financial goal. You can add more goals in, absolutely, but as the bare minimum, a financial goal that you then break down on a monthly. That's the first thing that I see businesses, they don't really think about that. The second thing comes down to financials. The amount of business owners that do not know their numbers. And I'm talking about things like what their annual turnover is, what their monthly turnover is, what their annual profit is, what their monthly profit level is, what is their break-even point, how much money do they owe to their creditors, how much money is owed to your suppliers, and how much money is actually owed to you by your clients. Know those numbers. because without knowing those numbers, you cannot make informed decisions. Now, if you are using proper accounting software, which you should be, as any business should be, then that information should be at a click of a button, providing that data entered is accurate. So if you've got a bookkeeper, make sure that they are doing your numbers on a frequent basis. I don't want to hear the stories, which I do hear quite frequently. Oh, the bookkeeper only does my bookkeeping once a month. Get rid of the bookkeeper, get somebody else, because your bookkeeper should be doing it so that you should, maybe the data might be a day or two old, but that's really at its worst case. The data in your accounts should be pretty much bang up to date every single day. That's how it should work. So make sure that you know your numbers so you can make informed decisions. Use the appropriate software. If you're not doing, some business owners, they're doing their own bookkeeping. If you are, I would always say spend 10-15 minutes first thing in the morning, just making sure that if you're using software like Dextwe or Dex, which used to be Receipt Bank, or HubDoc, where you're taking photos or emailing your suppliers' invoices, you should be doing that on a daily basis, keeping your reconciliation up to date. If you do not know how to basically do your basic bookkeeping, then make sure you reach out to me. I'm not an accountant, I'm not a bookkeeper, but one of the things that I do is I teach business owners so that they can get a handle on their numbers and how they can do that themselves. The third mistake, marketing. Business owners, one, don't always understand the importance of marketing and why it's beneficial to their business. And two, if they do understand it and they're attempting to do their own marketing, they don't do the foundational pieces first. And I bang on about this a lot. And the foundational pieces that I'm talking about is, who is your ideal client? And I'm not, it's a business owner that is in the legal sector. That is not your ideal client. That is not deep enough. Your ideal client is your demographics. You should have an actual client avatar that's named, located, aged. But you should also have psychographics. You should have their pain points and challenges, the results that they want to achieve, their desires. It goes deep, and I mean really deep. So make sure, as a business owner, before you embark on any marketing, before you start building a website or updating your website, before you start creating social media content, make sure you know who your ideal client is. Then from there, you can then start crafting your marketing message, which is the message that will resonate with those ideal clients and as to why they should actually even consider you. Okay? Then you can start looking at where those ideal clients are congregating. Then you can start creating content that is based around that ideal client profile. Okay? So make sure you do that before you start creating any actual marketing materials. So that's the next mistake and how you can fix it. The next mistake is business owners don't always realize, and there are particular business types of businesses that definitely, I would say that this is a mistake they make, is they don't believe they are in sales. Sales, if you are literally interacting with people, you're providing a service that they then pay you for, you are in sales. Hate to break it to you. And the amount of times I've had conversations in the past with lawyers, and lawyers don't believe they're in sales. And I'm sorry, but you are, because you're providing a service for money. So you are in sales. So first of all, shift that. The second part in terms of sales is that sales has to be all sleazy, pushy, really kind of in your face. No, it really doesn't. Sales is about relationships. Business is about relationships. So the way in which you are generating your sales, you are having conversations. So you are establishing with your ideal client what is the specific challenge or pain point that they have right now. Then what you're wanting to do is establish, well, where do they actually want to be really? And you're bridging that you are the solution that bridges the gap from the pain point that they've got to where they ultimately want to be. And that is what a sales conversation in essence is. You need to be aware of what they could potentially object to in terms of why they might not work with you. But the key thing is when you are having a sales conversation, if you are demonstrating the value in which you provide and how that can ultimately solve their problem, you are going to be a long way in being able to convert them into actual cash in the bank. Then the next mistake is in relation to mindset. Now, mindset is something that I really think is an important part of business. I truly believe that success is 80% mindset, 20% hard work. In business, we all know we are going to be faced with challenges. Whether we like it or not, we will be. It's the way that it goes. We are going to be putting fires out. And if your mindset is not in place, if you don't know what your purpose is and what your why is, which is your motivation, and that all goes to your mindset, then when those challenges hit, you're going to want to give up. You're going to want to walk away. So make sure that your mindset is in the right place and that you are in a positive mindset. And often in business, we are constantly going through mindset shifts. For example, one of the biggest mindset shifts I work with my clients on is pricing. So many businesses, particularly in the service-based industry sectors, I should say, don't charge what they should be charging, and they're scared to increase their prices. And that again is a mindset, because if you are putting again the right value forward, you can charge what you want, but you've got to believe that you're worth that actual price that you're associating yourself to. And if you don't, then then your ideal clients are not going to want to buy from you. So I've given you quite a few there in terms of key things in which you really need to ensure. So have your goals, make sure you know your numbers, ensure you've got your ideal client nailed, ensure that you have that you, in terms of your sales process, is all about basically solving the problem in which you have and ensuring that you have a resilient mindset. Now, if you would like to hear more detail about all, and they are topics I am covering in the upcoming 5-day business transformation challenge. It is literally running from Monday week, so I think that's the 25th of November off the top of my head. Please make sure that you put in the comments the word challenge, and I will send you the link so that you can join. It's going to be a fantastic event. There's loads and loads of value that I'm giving away. I've literally just given you a few snippets here on the live, but on that, you will literally have me for at least an hour, 5 days, where I am just giving you heaps and heaps of value that you can implement into your business that will help you transform from overwhelmed to peak performing. So if you want to join the challenge, make sure that you put the word challenge in the comments. And obviously, I hope welcome any feedback on any of the mistakes and how you can overcome those in the chat, or in the comments, I should say. So thank you all for listening. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I shall see you all very soon.